It's time to get a little rough and rowdy, ladies and gentlemen. This is Total Spotfest. We got bad, dare I say, heelish show for you today. We have an interview with none other than Hoodie and Anaya, the Howlets. We have Rampage breakdown. Plus, what's up with Rampage? This is Total Spotfest.
1, 2, 3, 4. Welcome back to Total Spotfest. I am JJ Brownlee. He is Jamie Faulkner. We got a very special episode for you guys today. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We do appreciate it. If you're checking us out on YouTube, as I always like to say, you can join the conversation down below by dropping a comment. While you're down there, you can punch that like button right in the face. And if you want to hear more, feel free to subscribe. You can holler at us on Twitter at Total Spotfest. If you are listening, you want to join the conversation. And we have got a great show for you today. So I think you got an interview. We teased about this last time. We're going to air in just a few moments the interview we did with one of our favorite tag teams, probably the best heel tag team in the Midwest, creators of our hashtag, or inspiration behind our hashtag heel shit, the Howlets. So we're going to get to that in a minute. Jamie, how was your weekend before we dive into everything now?
Very busy. Very busy. Did the pumpkin patch stuff, did softball stuff, did soccer stuff, did shopping stuff, because, you know, taking 4 girls shopping is a fun adventure for anybody.
I feel your pain right there. So the softball go year round?
Well, we're getting ready to come up on a break. Because here in Kansas City we have seasons. So we are towards the tail end of fall ball. And then when that's done, Megan will probably have her school season actually officially ended on Friday, but then Audrey and Jessica still have their stuff. But then Megan's club team picks up, and their first tournament is this weekend, and they're going to play 1 or 2 fall tournaments and then call it, you know, for the winter. And then we'll pick up in January with the team. But Megan takes off the entire month of November, just no softball, no nothing, and then starts in December hitting it pretty hard with like hitting coach and going to agility and all that fun stuff. She gets after it pretty hard at that point.
Man, you want to get that? You want to get that scholarship? Oh, damn! I mean, that's a lot of softball throughout the year.
It is.
Yeah, 4 months out of the year. No, it's like the entire year.
It's 11 months out of the year.
11 months.
Yep.
Well, best of luck to them. I didn't watch as much wrestling as I thought I was going to. I had planned on just like hunkering down, just digging into it, because there was, an Impact pay-per-view over the weekend. Of course, you had Rampage and all that stuff. We'll talk about Rampage later. And the GCW had 2 shows, and it was all in it. But I had to pull the brakes a little bit. I was just like, I watched the Impact show, and then I'm like, all right, let me just set back for a minute. So got caught up on some shows, watched some football, yelled at my printer for a day and a half, then bought a new printer. But yeah, so we're good. Well, we are going to dive right into it. We're going to take you over. So we recorded this a little bit ago with Hoodie Howlett and Anaya. You can definitely see them coming up on the 29th of this month. Dirty Pro's next show, The Freaks come out tonight. We're already talking about costumes. So
We have a couple ideas.
We have a couple ideas, and Jamie is definitely, because he's like scary movie, scary season, Halloween, 100%. JJ's like, yeah, it's cool, but I don't like to put the effort in. I'm a Christmas guy, so it's like, yeah, we're trying to find that happy medium.
This is my Christmas.
I understand that, so I know. So we got some irons in the fire. We're gonna figure out something. We hope to see you there. Tickets are still available, FYI. JerseYProKC.com. Go check them out. Get yourself a ticket if you haven't already. It is Friday the 29th at 7 p.m. in the West Bottoms at Blip Coffee Roasters. Great time. Should be not sweltering hot, of course. That's the biggest thing.
it's actually gonna be really nice, honest to God. So, all right, let's get right to it. So we're gonna pass you over. Jamie and I are gonna hang out here for a second, and we're gonna go over Rampage and a couple other things when we get back. So here's the Howlets. Hi guys, thank you for joining us here. We are visited by one of our favorite tag teams, the men who have inspired us to begin and spread hashtag heel shit around Kansas City and the world. The Howlets, Hoodie Howlett, Anaya. Thank you guys for joining us.
For that. Howlets in this bitch. Yeah, I haven't even finished the first one.
Howlets in this bitch.
Tuesday night. It's Monday.
It's beer 30. Who gives a fuck, right?
Monday.
So,
how y'all doing, man? It's good to be here.
It's good to have you. We are doing great, man. Yeah. So we're gonna talk to the Howlets a little bit here. They're gonna probably shoot on us, shoot on a little bit everybody, but yeah. So thank you guys for. Yeah. So Jamie, I know you wanted to kind of kick right into it, so I'll let you start.
Yeah. Well, first off, guys, thank you so much for being here. Really, really appreciate it. We love you. We love the heel shit for sure.
Even though Jamie can't spell your last name half the time.
You know what? Beer might have something to do with that. That's all I gotta say.
Now you're speaking our language. Well.
So speaking of your name, Howlets, I was very, very curious. How did you guys come up with that? I know you guys had it back in the NWL days, but I was wondering how you came up with it.
Yeah, our original tag team was called the Left Coast Gorillas, and we ran with that for a few years. And like you said, once we went into the NWL, they changed everybody's names. They kind of had everybody like do away with their indie names or whatever you want to say, and then they kind of gave everybody like new.
They wanted to make it their own thing.
Yeah, they want to make it their own shit that they could own. And then
they kind of came to us and were like, "Hey, come up with some things and then pitch it to us." And
yeah, and we're both like huge, comic book Marvel fans. I was actually reading Origins. Sorry, my dog is an asshole. I was actually reading Wolverine Origins at the time, like right around that time that they came to us with that, and I kind of hit him up. Yeah, I got Uncle Logan there in the background. I hit him up, and I was just like, "Hey, man, what do you think of the Howlets?" Like,
it was like kind of an immediate like, hell yeah.
Yeah, it just kind of fit like with everything that we wanted to do with the characters, and
except for the names that we got.
Our original names in NWL, because the other side of that was we told them what we wanted the characters to be, and then they kind of came back to us with what they wanted the characters to be, and they had this idea to kind of make us like, basically the twins from Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, yeah.
So they gave us the names Marco and Lionel Howlett.
Lionel?
They let us keep Howlett, but they gave us these dog shit ass first names. But after NWL ended, we just
it was a big decision too, because there's already God. God was a big deal. We when we were doing our ROH runs, we kind of like ran into that problem of being the Gorillas while God was there. So we were like, well, maybe we should just kind of switch it to the Howlets and like still have that, like we can still go, because we still go by the Gorillas. A lot of people know us as the Gorillas. So
yeah.
How long did you guys go by the Gorillas for before switching over to the Howlets?
4 years.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
We just recently like decided to, like, before, like, not too long ago.
Yeah, it was like a year ago.
It
was about a year ago. We pretty much decided that we weren't going to be the Gorillas, because we would like go to like, our hometown in Denver. Like, people obviously knew us there as the Gorillas. So anytime we would go there, we would be the Gorillas. But then when we would do stuff in KC or St. Louis or whatever, they knew us as the Howlets. So it was like kind of confusing. And so now we just kind of like fuck it, let's just be the Howlets.
Just go all in.
Fucking Howlets.
Which I'm very, very happy you guys said that you want the comic book way, because I'm like, oh man, like, because Anaya, you put that thing on Twitter, like, name this move. I'm like, oh shit, it's the Weapon X drop all day. Like, that is the perfect name.
I like that.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. That was actually like my first like thought of the name of it.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, I thought when I came up with it, I thought like, okay, like comic book fans will actually get it, but like, I still feel like it's one of those names that maybe like people are just like, it's their fucking last name, you know. But then like, I feel like within like a year of us calling ourselves the Howlets, that movie Logan came out, and then like they're calling them the Howlets the whole fucking movie, and I was like, great, like now everybody thinks we're gonna like steal it from this movie.
Here we are.
Right.
But whatever.
Like now it's from the
But
source.
we don't give a fuck.
That's right. Fuck them. Yeah.
I mean,
source material, bitch.
that was the only good Wolverine movie,
It's
in my
pretty good.
opinion.
Yeah, it was good.
That's true.
We don't talk about origins.
Nobody talks about
We
Origin.
we omit quite a lot of comic movies, as you can tell, because I'm more of a DC man myself, so I don't talk about a lot of movies.
Is there a way to like cut you out of this?
He's not gonna cut you out for a bit.
I'm doing the editing, so I might cut you out of it. Just have Hoodie on here. No, I'm kidding. No, my favorite. Honestly, my favorite Marvel always was Punisher. I mean, I love the old school Punisher. You know, original. You know, just ridiculous skull, white pants, and then Warzone came out when I was like in high school and stuff, and it was like, fuck yes. And so I went from there. I liked Spider-Man and Venom a lot, and I got the Venom shirt on. Love Venom. You know, but I didn't dive too much beyond that. X-Men I got into a bit. You know, Days of Future Past is still one of my favorite comic books arcs ever. But Fantastic Four was never really my stuff. I was always more into Batman, Green Lantern, you know.
Nice.
So.
Hell yeah.
That's I can go on. Yes, Jamie, I can go on a whole another side with that.
Yeah, the movie was rough.
God awful Green Lantern.
All their movies were terrible. I mean,
Ryan Reynolds totally atoned for it though. Deadpool.
He made up for it.
I'm excited to see what they do with Batman
in a Marvel movie.
I know. Marvel movies better. Yeah, good comic book stuff. So besides comic books, I mean, what else are you guys like really into? I know that Hoodie, on your last match that you had the whole Strange Music entrance there, and. You guys like really big into music? Or are you big movie guys? I mean, what else do you guys do outside of wrestling?
Big hip hop fans, big movie dogs over here.
Yeah, definitely
classic hip hop.
Yeah,
the oldies, you know.
Yeah, I feel like kind of music drives like a lot of what we do outside and inside of the ring. Not just like, you know, everybody can say that, but like we're basically listening to music 24 hours a day, especially when wrestling is involved. Like we have, you know, anytime that we went on the road, like we had specific songs that we absolutely had to hit every time we're on the road.
Playlists we would listen to.
Yeah. So music is definitely like a huge driving force for us, for sure.
Part of our thing.
For sure.
So fun fact about you guys. The first time I actually saw you, Hoodie, in Journey Pro, I heard you come out to El Chapo. And you guys still come out to it now. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. And like it automatically went on my playlist. And then at the time, my 4-year-old daughter was sitting in the back, like just hearing it, and it ended up becoming her absolute favorite song. Awesome. Yeah, it was so good. Like it literally is because I heard you guys like, God, I haven't heard this song in a hot minute. This song's so good. Yeah. And it's 100% because of you guys. Yeah. So my now 6-year-old daughter's still favorite song is El Chapo.
That song like hits different. Like it really like gets people. Actually, he was using it before because I was out here.
He moved from Denver like 2-3 years ago, and I did like a singles run in Colorado on my own. So I was kind of finding myself with that music.
And I went and like visited Denver just to like say what's up, and I went to like one of his shows, and he came out to that song, and I was like, holy shit, like. That works. Like, we need to come out to that song.
We did have like one of his buddies was in a band and like made a song for us for the Left Coast Gorillas. So we actually had our own like actual music that we would come out to also. That's cool. But then it just kind of turned into El Chapo was the that's the bop.
And that's the song like of the Howlets. Like that's the Howlet song is the El Chapo song for sure.
Right. Yeah, that song is ridiculous. Like it is so good.
That trumpet.
Well, there's something to be said about having that signature beat too. Yeah. You know, the second you hear it, you're like
that like first like the first thing you hear, you know what's coming.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
It's literally, to your point, Anaya, like as soon as you hear it, the trumpet, like shit's about to go down.
And like literally, like this used to be a thing, like in the locker room, like in Denver, when like they would play our music and we would just start like rioting.
Yeah.
Even like before the shows, like whatever
in the
was
locker
happening, they're like queuing up the music. Whatever we hear our music, we just like find the first person and beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, there was always like a couple trainees that I would find and just like start guerrilla beating the shit out of them.
Hell yeah.
Have you brought that aspect over to Journey Pro yet? Because I know Dallas.
Not quite yet.
Not
yeah.
yet.
Good.
Not yet.
Okay.
That was in our wilder years, I'd say.
Okay. I do remember we had Dallas Cade on a few weeks back actually, and he told a nice story about you, Hoodie. He referred to you as his wrestling mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes to say that a lot. I don't know how I got mom, and I'm not even sure
I
who
think it's
dad
a
is.
wrestling thing because everyone calls us mom from Denver too.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm mom, but whatever. I mean, I'll still whoop his ass.
We beat
I guess
the shit
maybe
out of
that's
him.
what it is.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll whoop his ass.
They try to make it less intimidating, like calling us mom.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
So let's go back to music for just a hot second because you guys love the hip hop, and it just makes me happy. What do you think is the best album, like of all time?
Oh Jesus!
Of all time,
That's throwing it
Like
out there.
best hip hop
Jesus.
album.
Like,
If
can
you want to go
do-
by decade,
we,
to make it
we,
easier
have,
for
a
yourself,
album. How
we
about-
have a lot of conversations about like top things, and we can never like decide on like a one and only. We always like break it down into like a 5.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
So I mean,
There's like a million that are running through. I mean, like honestly, like Good Kid, Mad City, I think is probably the best. Like that's probably like one of the most complete front to back hip hop albums I've ever heard in my life. So that one like always comes into my mind for the top 10, top 5 conversation. But I mean, dude, yeah, I mean, All Eyes on Me probably is in the conversation. Wu-Tang 36 Chambers is in the conversation. I mean, fuck. There's a million of them, honestly.
I've always been a
that's
big
like an hard
fan.
question, you asshole.
That's an impossible question. Jamie's jumping the gun there a little bit.
well, don't worry,
We got more on that topic.
We're drinking beer over here. What are you doing?
Like, come on, man. They're only like 2 beers
That's a
in,
whiskey
dude.
question.
Seriously.
That is a whiskey question.
That's something I gotta think about.
So, are you guys in Kansas City right now? Are you guys out in Denver? Or?
Yeah, we're in KC.
Yeah, so
Okay,
he
cool.
moved like 2 or 3 years ago, and then I just recently moved like about 5 or 6 months ago.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
So that's why you've been seeing more of me now.
Right. And I know I saw you recently. You fought back in Denver. You fought against Effie,
Oh yeah, yep.
which was a great match, and it's available for free online. Which I was like, holy shit, it's on YouTube.
All of the Triple L stuff goes directly online. I mean, there's no. We want you to come to the show rather than watch it on. We don't care if you see it online. It's a cool experience. If you ever get a chance to drive down to Denver and see a Triple L show, it's a
Well
cool
worth
thing.
it.
Oh, I was telling Jamie. I was explaining to Jamie the setup for it. I was like, this is a fucking great promotion.
It's like
man.
one of the like.
It's one of the best places we work for sure.
It's like literally one of the only places we work in Denver right now.
Oh, okay.
And we started in Denver.
Yeah.
So, one of the questions I have is going back to wrestling a little bit. You guys have been around for a little bit, as you know, the Left Coast Guerrillas and everything. Who do you think you've had maybe the greatest matches with? Like, they just got the best out of you.
Dude, I just watched our match with the Handicap Heroes with Zach Allen and Gregory Iron.
Yeah, that for whatever reason that match always like is a sleeper for me.
Yeah.
I never remember that we had that match, but then when I remember it, that's one of our best matches ever was against Handicap Heroes for sure.
Zach Allen and Gregory Iron.
Yeah, that match was incredible.
It was at Triple L too, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we only got to work them that once.
Yeah.
But like for like an extended feud or whatever you want to call it, like obviously like the Regal Twins are guys that like pushed us and we pushed them, and I think we both kind of came into NWL with the same like mentality of like we're gonna steal the fucking show. Like you can put me in there with like Jobber X and Jobber Y, but I'm still gonna fuck this show up. You know what I mean? Like, and we both like met each other right at like all four of us met each other right at that time, and we saw each other coming from a mile away, and we were like, okay, we're gonna tear the house down with these dudes, and we did. And that feud, like, you know, honestly, I feel like that shit would still work right now. Like you could call the Regal Twins and put them in a building, and then call the Howlets and put them in a building, and we're gonna tear this shit down for sure.
Yeah, and they're with New Japan Strong right now, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Yeah, because I remember seeing them going against you guys at one of the NWL shows. That was awesome. You guys had
a couple of them, I think. Actually, now I remember. And then I know that
we had quite a few matches with them. Man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and then
we did a best of 3 with them. We did
that's
a tornado. We did a table, and then a ladder match.
Yep.
I think we missed one of them. I can't remember. I think it's probably the ladder match.
How fucking dare you?
Right.
I blame him.
We're not that big of
for buying tickets. I blame him completely.
Another team that we definitely, I feel like, we have that chemistry with is the best dudes in the world too.
Fuck you, Vega.
Yeah, I mean, those two guys kind of the same mentality. Like, you always work really well with guys that like want to go out every match and steal the show, and like that was our mentality the whole time. Still our mentality, and I know that's what those guys try to do every time too. So it's like you're always gonna have magic with guys that give a fuck that much, you know.
Fucking A.
Okay. All right. So keep it on that level real fast here. What are some guys that you like to work with that are kind of around the scene now that you think, hey, that'd be cool? Is like got your eye on, like that'd be a great match I'd like to do.
Go ahead,
we've been trying to make it happen for a while. Royce and his partner Jarrell.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The West Coast Wrecking
Crew. Yeah. We're good friends with Royce, so we've been trying to make that tag team match happen. But
there's a team
they're kind of on the.
There's a team in the Midwest called the Premier that we want to wrestle pretty bad.
Oh, I think you guys are
the Premier. Who are they?
Definitely want to wrestle that fucking the one they call Soup.
Is it the tall one?
Yeah, I want to whoop his ass for sure.
Asshole.
You know, and on like a bigger scale, like obviously like top tag teams in the world right now, guys like FTR and guys
for sure
LAX, shit like that. Like obviously. Well, fuck, man. I can't keep up with all this shit.
There's like 4 variants of LAX, man.
It's like the different timelines, man. They're like,
wait, what? Diamante? Hold on a second.
Yeah. It's like us.
I can't remember my name half the fucking time.
So, I do want to ask this. Now, are there any up-and-comers that you're like, man, like these guys are going to be big someday and I want to wrestle them before they get big so I can say I beat the shit out of them?
Any up-and-comers? Like in Kansas City or just in general?
Either. Your
like
choice.
General?
Yeah.
I mean, I was specifically told to bury them, but I honestly feel like the Premier is going to be. They're going to be a big deal at some point. They're like young guys. Like, are they all the Premier? There's like 4 of them, right?
Yeah, it's
yeah. So they're like young dudes. They're fucking really athletic. They work really hard. I don't know. All I know is that there's like 4 of them, or a handful.
They're all assholes.
Those guys are gonna be good for sure. And I think if we're
definitely gonna make that happen.
Yeah, I think if they get in there with us, you know, we have a certain kind of style. We have kind of a, you know, hard nose. You're gonna get into a fight when you're in the ring with us, and I think that's something that, you know, not even speaking for them, I know that if they were here, they would say the same thing. The Regal Twins like benefited greatly from being in the ring with us. Was they got that physicality. They kind of were able to add that style to their game, and I feel like that's something that we could add to the premiere. And I think those guys, sky's the limit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got to talk about, kind of like just the street fight mentality. I mean, the match at the last Journey Pro show against Gary J and Christian Rose was so damn good, damn good. I don't know why you started climbing the fence. I'm not gonna lie.
We were trying to escape the
Trying to
goddamn
get in a
cage.
cage. You didn't understand the
But
match.
you were on the
Never
highest
watched
part of the
wrestling?
fence. I know.
Damn it.
You should
What are you
I thought it's known that wrestlers can't climb fences. I thought this was a known thing.
First of all,
I'm a Mexican. What are you talking about?
first of all,
God.
we were.
Oh, no, am I getting canceled for that?
Well, you
First
just
of
start
all,
digging a tunnel? I
you
mean,
are
shit.
Mexican.
Oh, word. I forgot.
First of all, we were involved in a fight. Okay, that was a fight. You know it. We know it. Everybody that was there knows it.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're in a fight, you go back to your instincts. You think instinctually. We were fighting. We turned around, and there was a fucking cage there. We're pro wrestlers. We climbed that fucking cage.
Climbed it.
Now, we forgot we're scared of heights. That is one thing we probably should have thought about. Because
Just that fight versus flight
we didn't
kicked
get but
in.
4 feet up that motherfucker before he started screaming at me about being afraid. He was stuck.
I was stuck.
He was stuck.
Oh, so good.
But I mean, it's so great, especially to be on a ball field. Like, that was great.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, I mean, loved it. And of course, you guys got the win here.
The washing machine was real nice after that one.
Yeah.
I know.
In the
right?
shower.
The Dust Bowl. That was the Dust Bowl.
I think I still got dust in my shoes from that night.
Yeah, it was a dusty one.
I didn't even wrestle. All right. Jamie, do you want to dive into some possible games here? Do you got another question?
Yes.
All right, so we do this thing where Jamie and I started this up, and we got bored one night, so we started doing these impossible games.
Oh, you say impossible. I've been drinking.
Okay, so
How
improbable.
impossible are we talking?
No, not impossible. Well, Jamie explain. Improbable. So give you scenarios where you gotta make a choice, and it's almost like an impossible choice. That was the idea. Impossible.
Okay.
So Jamie, why don't you kind of?
No, I'm gonna fucking win this.
You just fucking.
I'm gonna win the game.
Let's see if you win. Jamie's gonna start it.
All right. So we have this variation of FMK that we play. We call it feud, faction, or fire. So you pick somebody to feud with, to faction with, or you just want them away from you, gone forever, like Thanos, if you will. So with you guys being heels, I felt we should do a face edition. So you have to pick some faces.
Interesting.
All right. So we'll start off. We'll give you a softball here in Kylie Ray, like the ultimate face of all time.
Faction.
Okay.
Wait, he's got to give all three choices.
Yeah,
first.
idiot. You have to pick between the three.
I already picked it.
He's been drinking.
And a good friend of
I've
yours,
been drinking.
Dak Draper, he's super face, and then
Fire him.
one of your proteges in Dallas Cade.
Oh, Dallas is getting fired for
Dallas
sure. Dallas is for sure getting fired.
Time to hit community college, Dallas.
You know what? I would want a faction with Dak Draper. I have wrestled Dak Draper so many fucking times, and he's always like on the opposite end of the ring with me. We've had so many feuds, and like there's always just like a problem. I would love to have a faction with Dak Draper, and I would love to feud with Kylie Ray.
Yeah.
Oh,
There we
that'd
go.
be great. Somebody
And Dallas is fired. Dallas is living in his fucking car for sure.
Oh, you feuding with Kylie Ray would be
That'd
the
be awesome.
greatest thing of all time.
Fuck yeah, that'd be awesome.
That'd be fantastic TV. I don't care what TV it's on. That'd be that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, so that's the first one we do. Jamie, do you want to answer your own question there too? Since you
On that one, actually, I'm actually exactly aligned. And I hate to say that. Like, out of those three, I would so want a faction with Dak. Dak's just one. He's like the coolest dude. Like, he always remembers the face, which is like weird to me. And he's super nice. Kylie Ray is super cool, but it would be fun to wrestle her because she is so damn good at wrestling.
Yeah.
She is just phenomenal. And then Dallas, I'm sorry. It's just, love him.
It's the X. I guess I did. We did have a faction with Dak, but it was very brief.
We did, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in the NWL.
It was
right.
It was very brief. Didn't he
Right when they were about to turn him face was when he kind of joined the faction.
He actually turned face on us.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I do remember. Actually, I remember that now. Yeah.
Wow.
Huh.
Dak appreciation, man.
It was like a 1 month faction, right?
Yeah.
It was like I'm joining you the next month. Hey, I'm face now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, the other variant that we do is the Desert Island game. So you both admitted to being huge music fanatics, hip hop specifically, but huge music fans. So you're on a desert island, and I'm gonna give you the choice of 2 albums. You get to listen to one album. Will be playing on radio, on repeat, every day, all day, every day for the entire year. So one album's played all year long, and then you get to listen to a second album one time through once a year. What are those 2 albums?
So we pick them. You're not picking them.
No, I'm asking you. What would you guys choose? And you can choose individually here. Yeah. What would be your one album you'd have played on repeat 24/7 for the rest of your life?
I'm looking up my albums right now. All right. My once a year. And only because I feel like it would just like if I only got to hear this once a fucking year, I feel like it would just like mean that much more to me.
Mm-hmm.
Purple Rain, fucking Prince.
Ooh.
Fuck yes.
I think my once a year would be Thriller.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
For sure.
yeah, those are pretty interchangeable.
Those are
Yeah.
pretty solid albums.
As far as my
On repeat. I don't know if I want to do that to any of my music though.
no, I know that I've got one that's like never gets old.
Put on an island by yourself.
I mean, it's not like it's like,
You gotta whack it.
hold on, tell me tell me the circumstances of this record being played. Is it just constantly on, or is it anytime I want to listen to music?
Nope. It's on
That's
repeat.
what I
It's on now. This is not like a 100 square foot island with just a beach. Okay, so you can go to cave and hide.
I can move around.
Right,
It's not like I'm fucking right next.
Right.
to
There's a little creek in the river and some animals and shit, but the music is playing on this all day.
I got mine.
Mine.
You don't have yours?
This is hard.
I think mine's late registration. Kanye
My mind
West.
doesn't work.
You a big Kanye guy?
I mean, yeah. I think the
Old
dude's a fucking
Before you
genius.
get out.
I'm definitely a bigger old school Kanye fan than I am a new school Kanye fan, but I'm also not like a dick about it. Like he's a G.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Mine.
late registration.
Mine would maybe. I mean, I'm a little younger than you, so mine might be like the Carter 3.
Okay,
That's fair. That's fair.
Carter 3.
that's good. That's fair. Those are all excellent choices, to be honest with you. There.
Word.
Since I did the game, I'll give you what my choices were on that too. I'm more of a punk metal rock guy. So my All Day Every Day was the album that I've listened to more than any album that I own. I had to buy the CD 3 times, which Dallas found funny because I said the CD, and which I told him to go fuck himself.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
You're always saying
Dallas,
shit
go
like that.
fuck yourself.
Yeah,
but it
Dallas
was
paid. Fuck you.
CD. You're not that young. Shut up. But it's Rage Against the Machine 1, self-titled.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a great album.
By far, my favorite.
Mhm.
And then my once a year would be Led Zeppelin 4.
Cool.
So,
What about you?
Jimmy, what'd you have?
My once a year, I want a little bit more fun with it. I also want rock on this one. I want Steel Panther Feel the Steel because I absolutely love it because it cracks my shit up. And it's like, I think I need once a year a good laugh. You know, a song about Asian hookers just gets me. Okay.
Cool.
Have you listened to that album before?
I don't think I'm familiar.
Do yourself a favor and probably not listen to it. No, it's all right. And then my everyday, what was that? It's Pink Floyd. It was Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon.
Not the Wall, yeah.
Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah, you didn't want to do the Wall. You didn't want to do Dark Side. That's right.
Good, easy listening. You can always listen to that thing. The whole album's perfect.
Yeah.
Jamie's assuming he's on an island with mushrooms, apparently. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll probably be able to grow shit there, so you know.
It is what it is. All right. Well, we don't want to thank you guys for your time here. I want to give you time to promote the shit out of yourselves. So promote yourself, what you got going, what you want to promote. Plug City, go for it.
Hey man, I don't know. Check us out at Journey Pro. Check us out at St. Louis Anarchy. We'll be at St. Louis Anarchy this month.
Oh.
Check us out at Triple L if you're in Denver. Lucha Libre and Laughs.
There's a lot of things in the works.
Yeah, we got some new T-shirts coming out. Yeah. So be on the lookout for those.
We're kind of like right in the middle of our like revamp. So
yeah, we got some new cool shit. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter,
Instagram.
Brother's a big Twitter guy. He's
wild card.
He's twittering all the fucking time. I've had to learn how to be a Twitter dog.
Well, your handle alone is well worth it. I mean, the whole like last match Hoodie Howlett, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that for those who are in the know.
Yeah, which by the way, before we go, I have to give you mad props about that because I don't get got very often. And you totally got me on that one because, like, you totally had the swan song and everything. Hard. And then you're like, oh, fuck you guys, I'm never leaving. I'm like, oh my God, I love this guy.
You're goddamn right. I'm going to die in that shit. I'm not fucking leaving.
I got you. Perfect.
I love it.
It was so good. I have to give you mad props for that. That was awesome.
Well, check them out. I should, if you're watching the video here on YouTube, you should see their Twitter handles and Instagram down below there. So please check them out. Visit local wrestling. Support your local wrestling, goddammit. If you're in Denver, check out Triple L. Journey Pro, we talk about all the time.
We don't give a fuck.
Or don't, yeah.
What you do.
Or fuck yourself with a rake. Who cares, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
go fuck off somewhere.
We told you we were going to say fuck a lot.
Yeah.
You did not disappoint.
It makes me feel at home. All right. Well, we want to thank you guys here. We're going to get back to the rest of our program. Let you guys go enjoy a few more beers. Guys, we'll be seeing you at Journey Pro. Take care.
Cheers, fellas.
That was our time with the Howlets.
It was amazing.
It was so good. God, I love those guys.
Yes.
And just good, great time. Like we said, get your hashtag heel shit shirt, solospotfest.com. Go to the merch table. That's what inspired it. We will definitely be posting a lot more heel shit. I think we need to maybe coming up here for the month of November, because this is spooky season for you. I know, right?
Yes, it is.
For the month of November, I think we need to start just doing heel shit, random heel shit of the day or of the week thing. Just start putting up heel shit. I'm gonna actually invite that from all you out there. Tweet us your favorite heel moments. Give us clips, videos, gifs, memories of a match where just the most heel shit ever. It doesn't have to be a wrestling thing. Somebody doing something dirty at Starbucks. Hashtag heel shit. Let's see it. I want to get this trend.
I mean, we all know my affinity towards heel shit. So you just be making my heart so happy. So, bring the heel shit. How about Jeremy Wyatt not doing a goddamn lion tamer? That's some heel shit. How about me not asking the Howlets to do a lion tamer? That's some heel shit.
That was unexpected heel shit. And since you brought up Jeremy Wyatt, let me turn it back around, because not only did he not do a lion tamer and finally kind of call you out a little bit. Not really. At all our shows are secret shows. He gave a little bit of but not the full fuck you to Jamie that we were looking for. He tweeted out earlier yesterday, because his match was announced. We'll talk about Journey Pro in a second here, because Jamie wants to go over there's some matches that got announced. Mm-hmm. But he tweeted out, I don't know if you saw this or not, he tweeted out that he's going to come in cosplay dressed up as Bret the Hitman Hart and do a sharpshooter, since it is to get the win, since it is the Halloween show. I immediately was like, where's Jamie's response to, why don't you dress up like Chris Jericho and do a lion tamer?
Oh, you mean the one that I'm getting ready to send, because I just saw that? Yeah.
Oh, you had to have seen that. You had to have seen that, because well, check out the Howlets whenever you can. Please follow them online. They are great on Twitter. They have an Instagram as well. But if you're ever in Denver, also the Lucha Libre and Laughs is a great promotion. I saw the Anaya match versus
FB, like I made mention of, they have that for free online. I started following more of their stuff. It's really good. Our good friend Heidi Howlitzer, now a champion for Triple L. She won a triple threat match this past time. I can't remember who it was, but it's both two other women that we definitely know. I'm just getting everything confused now, but it's a cool promotion. If you're in the Denver area, give them a look see. It's a really great idea too, honest to God, you know. But yeah, give them a follow online. So please check them out. Let's talk a little bit more about some Journey Pro stuff, because they did release some card information over since Walter got back from his vacay.
Yes, they definitely did. And the first match they announced was, I think, going to be an absolute banger. Excuse me. Everett Connors versus Vinny Pacifico. And for those who don't know Vinny Pacifico, he is well known on the indie circuit. He has been in a lot of different places. I've seen him in MLW. He's done a few others. What am I missing? What's his big one? Is it Mid-South?
I think so. Yeah.
Mid-South. He is making his Journey Pro debut against one Everett Connors.
New South.
Thank you. New South.
Yeah, Mid South was back in the 80s.
Yeah, sorry, New South.
Mid South. That'd be funny.
The second match announced is I'm already calling it, the future Journey Pro champion, Kenny Alfonso, going against the artist formerly known as Letterman.
Oh, he had to have
two. Yes, Letterman.
There you go.
KLD. He's going by KLD.
Which is ironic. We were talking about this, and we think he only went by Letterman in NWL. Like, that was it.
But we just know it because mistaken. He said it like after every move, and it pissed off young boy Nick. If everybody remembers who.
Man, it was his "I'm not your buddy" guy for sure.
So we'll get to see him making his debut. This year.
In-ring Journey Pro debut.
Yeah. He will have Greg Jovi, who's amazing heel, actually. But then they did announce a championship match. Why, yes, they did. And it is Jeremy Wyatt going against Pure Wrestling Rules Master, CMD. And for those who don't know what CMD is, that's Cabana Man Dan of New South Wrestling.
I mean, this match is going to be 60 minutes of technical, just what the fuckery.
I might get a line tamer out of this because Cabana Man Dan does a variation. He doesn't get his high angle. Maybe if I yell at him enough, he might do one.
I think you need to present that to him, tweet that out to him in a way that, hey, I've been trying to get this guy to do a lion tamer for a couple years now, and he shuns me. It'd be serendipitous if you were to do one on him. Just saying.
Yeah.
I think you need to come at it with that angle. That's my advice there.
I mean, that's solid. That's definitely solid. Also, I don't know if you saw this, but for the St. Louis Anarchy show that's coming up, Warhorse is going to be there. He's going to go against Cody Lane. So that show looks like it's going to be pretty damn good. Yeah, it's actually over on the Illinois side.
Yeah, they've been doing them at the same place they did when they've done all their shows at that place over in Alton, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's Granite City.
Granite City. Yeah.
Close enough.
I get all the little towns mixed up over there. If it's not Diamond Cabaret, who cares? No, I'm kidding.
What's that?
Diamond Cabaret is like it's a strip club that is probably the size of the new downtown YMCA. It's a 24-hour strip club. It's over on the Illinois side because where the laws are a little bit different. So
interesting.
Yeah, they have like multiple levels and stages, and it's if you prefer adult entertainment of the gentleman club variety, it is definitely one that in St. Louis is known as a destination spot.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's good to know.
I have some really good bachelor party stories about just one of my fraternity brothers just got obliterated by an exotic dancer. They pulled all like the bachelors because there's also this is a huge place. They have all these bachelor parties, right? So they pull the bachelors up there and they just annihilate them, just beat the living shit basically out of them. And what you're gonna do? It's a stripper, right?
Yeah.
Just beat the living crap out of him. So anyway. I'm going down a dark path, and we're going to stop
you
that
sure
right
are.
now.
You sure are. So that's all that's been announced so far. I assume we are going to see a little bit more announced probably this week.
We got a lot of. We have had no tag team matches announced. Remember, they have in the tournaments, both Ticket to Ride tournaments starting this month, and because they're ending at Die Hard 2 as a Christmas movie, so we got 2 months here to get them all in. So I'm assuming 8 participants, unless they do that last month of Die Hard's Christmas movie, they do a double night. So because if you have 8 participants, you have 4 matches, and then you'll have 2 matches the next month, and then you'll have the finals of each at Die Hard. But then again, if you think about it, I don't know, because it's like you can't fit in like 12 matches just for the tournament above what's already there. I don't know. It'll be very interesting to see. It doesn't specifically say if any of these matches are part of the tournaments either.
Yeah, they did not, and I think that's very much a good thing. Because you're leaving it open. Kenny Alfonso definitely doesn't need to have a match because he's got the bye. So this is definitely a grudge match. This is definitely not a part of the.
Good for him, right? And you have the title match is separate, right? Okay, but I don't know. There's going to be a lot more now. Stick with us. We'll have Walter and or DJ on sometime coming up here before. Freaks come out at night, so we'll get a little more into it. I do want to make a quick little mention, though, before we move on, about Everett Connors. How over is Everett Connors right now?
Like the sun.
He blown up in GCW as well. I know at their emo night show, which is the perfect show for him today. He got he got bagged, he got jumped by a group of guys, go watch it. He got bagged. He's been doing a lot of things with his girlfriend, which is great. He's been all these interviews now. He's really getting over. He was on Not Sam Wrestling like this past weekend. So kudos to Everett and for people recognizing, because this guy has got it. And he's not your prototypical WWE style guy, so sometimes it's harder for them to come up, But I think with the emergence of GCW, which we're going to talk a lot more on Thursday about, I think it gives guys like him more of a platform, and he's definitely capturing it. And people, just like we fell in love with him, and you specifically, really got, fanboyed out on him.
Yeah.
He's getting over like a son of a bitch. I love it.
And he was just happened to be on the last episode of Danhausen's vlog, Love That Danhausen, which I really, really love the name of that because it makes me automatically think of the 1989's Batman, love that Joker, love that Danhausen. It's just, Anyway, he was on there. Those two have known each other for a long time, and it just shows you, hard work pays off. It definitely does. And this kid's got it. He doesn't have the typical look. Who cares? But man, he can go. He always wears these damn jumpsuits and all these things. He wore a damn snowsuit in almost 100-degree weather. So funny.
That was so insane. I don't know what he's gonna wear at a Halloween themed show. Who knows, right?
Oh, I cannot wait. You know what? I could totally see him dressing up as Britney Spears from Oops, I Did It Again. In the full red. Or no, that's not that one. That's
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I could totally see him that, or the schoolgirl outfit, and I think that'd be absolutely hilarious. Wrong at every level, and that's why it'd be perfect.
I'm just I don't know. I love me some Everett Connors. I don't know if I want to see skin tight red lycra or latex. I mean, hey, you do you, boo. But it'll be interesting to see. Well, to your point, I think that, and like I said, we're going to talk more about, we've been diving a lot more into other indies as well. And we're going to get into GCW and the whole thing on our next show. Because with AEW adjusting their schedule for the opening of the NHL season, we're basically shifting the AEW talk to this episode. We're going to talk about Rampage in just a moment. And so Thursday's show is going to be more of our wrestling roundabout for the next couple weeks. So I want to talk more about that. But there are some things I want to get to. I think that just for a spoiler, with GCW, some other things out there, I think that more, if you want to call them alternative guys, like Danhausen, like Everett Connors, Warhorse and stuff, have that opportunity. Effie have that opportunity to be themselves and get over. So we'll get into it. Now, I did make mention, so like I said, quick little scheduling adjustment for the next couple of weeks here, because like I said, so starting this week, really, we're going to be shifting AEW primarily to this episode here. This weekend is going to be Rampage and Saturday Night Dynamite in Miami. So we'll talk about that next Tuesday. Thursday is going to be Wrestling Roundabout. We'll talk about Impact. They had their women's pay-per-view over the weekend. GCW had 2 pay-per-views. Bunch of stuff going on there. And some other things happen. But let's still go ahead and do the numbers like we usually do on Tuesdays, Jamie. And then we'll talk about Rampage a little bit.
All right. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. All right. So this was a down week for wrestling. Only one show went up in ratings. And it's definitely not the show you'd think.
Or what?
Or want. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am talking about the flagship, the 3-hour marathon of sports entertainment. Yes, Monday Night Raw. It was because of the draft. It went up from 1709 to 1.857. So a cool damn near 150,000 people. That's solid.
Yippee skippy.
Yeah, it sucked, but it was solid. NXT went down again steadily. They keep going down about the same amount each time. They were at 655. They went down to 632. So they lost 23,000 people. So they just keep losing.
I read that. Yeah, I read that the USA execs are not excited about that, but they're not worried, that they believe in the edgier format, like the long. They believe in like the promotion, which. Good for them. I tried to watch a little bit of it, and it's just, I don't know, I think it's because I have such love for what NXT was, pre-USA Network, and when it first came out, it's just not the same. What? To each their own.
Yes. AEW went down almost 100,000 people, which is very surprising because they've been putting out a pretty solid product. It went down from 1.152 to 1.503, so 99,000 people. So
I'll be interested to see what happens this week with Saturday's show.
I'm very, very concerned. I mean,
I don't think it's going to get over 1 million.
Oh, no. I mean, so far the only thing I've seen truly announced for the Saturday show was what? Bobby Fish and Bryan Danielson. I think that was.
I've got it written down here. We're talking about Rampage in a second, and they previewed the show.
Okay.
But, you're going up against college football. We agree Saturday night's a better night than Friday night with Rampage's time slot, but I don't have the highest of hopes for the next couple of weeks, rating wise.
Then Impact went down as well. They went down 4,000 people from 115 to 111. So not terrible.
Not terrible, especially, I know it's not big figures. TV deal sucks.
Yes.
But percentage-wise, that's not terrible.
Yes. Then SmackDown went down from 2.252, which was the first night of their draft into non-draft time, to 2.147. So they lost over 100,000 people.
So it was pretty across the board there. With the, any of you Impact, you gotta look at the ratio. Pretty across the board there similar dip for almost everybody except for Raw.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah. But the biggest loser, unfortunately, was Rampage. And I know you're going to get into that in just a second. But they went.
We're going to talk about why in a second, for
They
sure.
went down from 622 to 502. Ouch.
Their lowest rating for a Rampage.
Well, the time slot doesn't help, but how was the card?
Let's talk about the card. So,
Okay.
truth be told, I mean, it was a wrestling show. It is better than what's put on the screen for Monday Night Raw. 100%. But it wasn't that memorable, to be honest with you. So they opened CM Punk, Daniel Garcia, right? They're leaning hard into CM Punk on Rampage. I think they're using him to try and boost whatever they can rating wise, which I get it. I don't know if that's the best strategy because, like we've talked about here, it's time for CM Punk to do more things than just be CM Punk, the hype machine, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got the big pop, right? You got the big stuff coming out. You had a couple great matches to get going. Yeah, he wants to work with young guys. Cool. He's a talent. Use him like any other talent.
Right.
It's that time. They've already, I mean, Adam Cole, they did it pretty much immediately, right? They're starting to do it with Danielson already. Also, they're doing it with Ruby Soho. Hey, Ruby, she was on Elevation last night. So it's time to move around. So Daniel Garcia, Mr. Rampage, which interestingly enough, he tweeted out yesterday. I didn't catch this. He's 7-7, his record. He lost this. Of course, CM Punk won. He won via Anaconda Vice. He won by submission, by the way.
Interesting.
It was actually a very entertaining match. Just wasn't very captivating because it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Daniel Garcia tweeted about this. He's 7-7. All 7 of his losses have been on either Dynamite or Rampage.
Interesting.
Yeah, for a guy who's as hot a commodity as he is. He really is. I mean, he's everywhere else. He's doing, like, every weekend he's doing indie shows all over the place.
Yeah.
Whether that be upstate New York where he's from or, Chicago, St. Louis, he's done some stuff, all over the place. He has not won except on Dark and Dark Elevation. So there's got to be a plan behind it.
100%.
So that's how they started. Then they kind of leaned into Dante Martin, which this part I did love. So Dante Martin's doing the backstage promo with Leo Rush and Matt Sydal, who apparently is, hopping on board the Leo Rush, whatever stable thing he's got going on here. Cool. Love this because this is the flippy spinny shit stable. Okay, that's what this is, and I'm all about that. So, he's kind of pumping up Dante and doing all this stuff, and Sydal interrupts. It says that Leo is a junk bond salesman if he's basically trying to like downplay Dante Martin, right? He's kind of like negging Leo, right? Whatever. And Leo's like, all right, I get you. I hear you. Well, here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to give you a platform to show me what you're all about. So I suggest that next week you get ready because you're going to be going up against CM Punk. And that is your main event next Rampage is CM Punk versus Matt Sydal.
Interesting. That could actually be really fun to watch.
It is. And I like it too. It's going to be super fun to watch. It should be so cool. But I really like it because that sets up a thing with maybe Leo and CM Punk, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe this is how you kind of get CM Punk into a regular storyline finally, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know. So anyway, it started that up. But then you have the tag team title match, the Acclaim versus the Lucha Bros. Acclaimed is great. Lucha Bros we love. This was actually a really short match. Lucha Bros, of course, won. Yeah. I did not expect it to be this short of a match. It was almost a squash match, ironically enough. Lucha Bros, by the way, undefeated in 2021. I didn't realize that. But yeah, there you go. Together.
I'm not surprised by that because they're kind of amazing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're definitely amazing. But as a tag team, they're undefeated in 2020.
So. Fair.
Jade Cargill versus Sky Blue is next. And this was kind of a squash match too. Sky Blue had a couple. It wasn't necessarily like the typical Jade Cargill come out, flex for like 2 minutes and move, done, right? So Sky had some offensive there, but it wasn't a very long match. It wasn't WWE short. I'm going to talk about that quite a bit on Thursday, FYI.
Ooh.
So, I have thoughts about. Okay, but this was not an incredibly long match, and I was a little disappointed. I wanted to see more of Sky Blue. I know she's still kind of greenish, right? Although she's been around for a little bit, still kind of green. We know how green Jade still is. It is what it is. Jade, of course, wins. Then afterwards, this is the good part about it. She starts beating up Sky Blue some more. Here comes Thunder Rosa with a steel chair, which was used against her in the triple threat the week before, right? So they're continuing this here. I think that this serves as the filler, like I said, for Thunder Rosa. I don't believe Rosa's going to be going up against
Britt,
thank you, words, at Full Gear. I think, like everybody suggested, it's going to be maybe early next year Revolution. I think that this is the filler for her, which is good for Jade, to be honest.
makes sense.
So, next week on Rampage, so you've got CM Punk versus Matt Sydal. Also announced was Ruby Soho, Ruby, versus the Bunny. And which is ironic because Ruby was just on Allie's vlog last week.
Doing Oreos. Yeah.
Yep. Drop that kayfabe. Let's go. And then you have the Inner Circle versus the Men of Year with Junior Dos Santos. That is happening on Rampage Friday night. And then Dynamite, which is happening on Saturday, is Malachi Black versus Dante Martin.
Oh my God, yes.
Bryan Danielson versus Bobby Fish. The Lucha Bros against putting up the AAA tag titles versus, quote, a mass tag team known only to Andrade. Speculation begin.
Do you think it's going to be Fuego del Sol and his brother?
That'd be hilarious, but no idea.
That would be great.
It's gonna be somebody. It's AAA.
Yeah,
we saw from AAA. I thought it was gonna be Laredo Kid and Hijo del Vikingo.
Yeah,
who I was telling you about, but Vikingo's not masked. So I mean,
Grand Metalik, because he just got released a while ago.
I mean, it could be. Did Lindsay get released as well? Right?
What's his name? Definitely did. Kalisto. Kalisto's out there.
Kalisto did. I think it's going to be somebody that's currently in AAA. I mean, this is happening in Miami. There is a good Latin presence there. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to speculate too much. Some people were talking about like Rush and some other stuff, and I'm like, I think Rush is hurt, isn't he? But I don't know. It could be anybody. I like the intrigue, mystique behind it. I was really hoping for Vikingo and Laredo Kid.
That is a good idea, though. It still might be. I mean,
Vikingo has worn masks out to the ring and taken them off before. So, I mean, there's that. They did fight each other. They're part of that triple threat at Triple Mania this year. Laredo Kid's been on Impact a lot recently. Won last week on the BTI, by the way. And, El Vikingo, or Hijo del Vikingo, I short, El Vikingo is technically his father. El Vikingo he's Hijo del Vikingo. So, anyway, we'll see what happens. Tell us down below. Give us an idea. You follow AAA? Do you have an idea who you might be? Do you think it's going to be some of these ex-WWE guys? Or is it going to be just somebody else wearing a mask? You know what I mean? Like the Good Brothers wearing a mask or so. I'm not them, but you know what I mean? Something like that. Who do you think? And then they're also going to announce the AEW World Title Eliminator Tournament bracket. So that is, again, going on. Finals are at Full Gear. That's going to be a yearly thing now that they're doing every year. So they're going to announce who's in that tournament. So, Main event was Ricky Stark versus Brian Cage in a Philly street fight. This was more fun than I thought it was going to be because we're not, everybody knows our thoughts on Ricky Starks and Team Taz and the whole thing and free Brian Cage and what have you.
Yeah.
This was more fun than I thought, except it ended it just the way you thought it would. Hook comes out, Hobbs comes out, they get in, Brian fights them off. They end up doing something dirty behind the scenes, even though it's a street fight after all, and Starks wins.
Boo.
I mean, overall, I think there's highs and lows to Rampage, and it's tough to do an hour show that's basically a dark show. You know what I mean?
You're not wrong.
But let me ask you this. Here's the question I want to present to you.
Okay.
There are things that can improve Rampage. Time slot. Okay, we know that.
Okay.
We've talked about that quite a bit. So, all right, time slot aside, right? There are things that can be improved upon. Extending it out 2 hours, making it its own separate show. Bringing in somebody from another company, like, I don't know, Will Ospreay, who recently has signed with to have a working partnership with MLW.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on ways that we can improve? And that's a whole nother story. We should probably tackle that separately. But what are your thoughts? Is there a way to improve upon Rampage? Do they need to, or is just having an extra hour on TV good enough?
I definitely think it could use a better time slot, as we all know. I think, though, one of the things it probably could do to be more successful, be 2 hours and be a little bit more woman-centric.
Okay.
I think it would be good, since there is going to be a second women's title, that it makes kind of sense that you have both titles be on both places or whatever you want to do, but you could definitely make Rampage definitely more like Britt's show, or Thunder Rosa's show or something like that, where, they hold the coins, like the Elite own Dynamite. Like it's the Elite's show. It really is. And I think if they want more women centric, have more than one women's match a freaking night. Maybe not necessarily like 4-1 or 5-1 women.
Not like a straight women's show, something that.
Like a healthy mix, like 3 and 3. 3 women's matches, 3 men's matches. So you have every other, and then you flip flop who's got the main event, is if it's gonna be a woman or a man, and it makes it a lot more equal. It gives a lot of your women more TV time to get them over, and it's one of those things on TV and everything. Women are way more over than a lot of the men right now. Britt is the most over woman in all of wrestling right now. And I really think that she's more over than most of the men out there. I think there's only a handful of men that are more over than her, and she happens to be dating one of them.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to get into the whole discussion about that because there are levels and layers to that.
Mm-hmm.
Someone pointed out the fact that in that very same discussion online yesterday was going on that, oh, by the way, Dana Brooke has twice as many followers as Britt does.
Yeah, but that's...
So you say that she's the most over person, and it's like, well, there's levels and things there. People have other stuff, and there's different, I agree with you that she's probably one of the most recognizable women right now. But I don't want to say that she's more over than, so far beyond over, as opposed to like Thunder Rosa or Ruby, who's got a good following, or some of these other women like that too.
I get the following, but what I'm saying is from a wrestling standpoint, followers are great.
From the positioning they made for her, I hear you.
But
yes.
I mean, followers are great. But Dana Brooke just had a 1 minute and 22-second match against Shayna Baszler. Okay.
Well, I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So You know, followers are great, but here's the thing: when Britt Baker's music hits, that crowd goes nuts. Just like when Thunder Rosa's hits, they go nuts. They do it for the man. They do it for Sasha Banks. They started to wane on Bailey, but Bailey got him back. You know, it's one of those things. Like right now in wrestling, the fans want to see Britt Baker on their TV screen.
I'm sure. Yeah,
They
I'm
absolutely
with you.
do. She's the most over woman in that aspect. Followers, whatever. I'll give you that. Okay.
Well, I just, the reason I even bring that up here is I would hate, I don't think they will do this. I hate to see them go the path of what's become of the WWE women's division, where you have Charlotte, Becky, Sasha, and a bunch of other bitches, basically.
Well, and
No offense to any of them. That's the way they're treated.
well, and
That's the worry I have when you put all your eggs in the Britt Baker basket. That's not a very structurally sound basket.
no,
I like that.
no, and you're absolutely right. But the thing is they got to build them up on TV too. Like the thing is
Well, yeah.
Dark and Dark Elevation are great platforms to have all of your own talent, but you got to grow these people on TV in order to make them successful. Like you have a good core of young women wrestlers that could be very, very good in the very near future. Ty Conti, Anna Jay. You have
Jade Cargill, who's been getting the screen time,
Yes.
could use a little bit more match time.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and that's the thing.
You
Like,
know?
if you're able to cultivate that, then you're able to build up the anti-Brit, and then you could have the meteoric rise of somebody, the Daniel Bryan yes movement, women's style, you know, going against the Brit, you know, and I think that would pay off. But you have to give them TV time, and one match a week or two matches total a week, and one of them is going to be designated to one of their main top 4 women that you see all the time. It's not beneficial to them. So I feel like it has to go that way. You know, it makes a lot of sense. Will it get the viewership? I believe so, because you still have one marquee women's match there of somebody they know, and then you build them up. Like Goldberg didn't start out as Goldberg. He started out as a mid-carder. He was on the first hour of WCW for half of his 6 months
Undefeated streak. Yeah.
You know, and it's just one of those things that you have to build them up, but you have to do it on TV. And YouTube's a great avenue, but it's not TV. It's different. And I think if they did on a Saturday or something like that, I feel like the viewers would be there.
I'm with you. We both are giant proponents of women's wrestling in general.
Yeah.
You know, and please negate my earlier comments about the east side of St. Louis in regards to this conversation. I think that yes, that would be wise. Would that translate to big views? Not initially. It flat out, to be honest with you, flat out would. That's kind of the business side I'm looking at, because that's the things you got when I'm thinking about this here. Yes, Britt Baker's got the views, got all this stuff. You know, Ruby Soho's got a lot of passionate fans to her. Thunder Rosa's got a big following, plus she knows everybody because she's been working at all these other stuff and things like that. Ty Conti's got a big social media following. You know, those things help, because it's like, what is going to translate to getting more eyes on the screen? Therein lies the problem, is that at the end of the day, number of people that watch wrestling right now is a finite number. There's some wiggle room and some fluctuation there, and you can pick some up. But to get new eyes on the screen, you need something different. You need something new. You need, like you said, more women would be a great idea. I think ultimately, though, the fix for Rampage, content aside, is that, and we know the time slot, right? But I think that having it basically be dark but on TV is the detriment to the end product of Rampage, right? Because think about how electric the first ride was. You know, when you had the live show in Chicago, the crowd at the United Center just so amped for CM Punk. And it carried through. The rest of that card was whatever. It was a block card, right?
it didn't matter because that whole night was electric because of CM Punk being there. Period. End of sentence. Right. So I think that you need to have it as its own show, shot as its own show. And I know that that's the production. There's dollars in production. I get that. Right. I understand. That's second set of tickets. Cool. I understand that. But we've been to these tapings, and we're going to one here in November. And to go to a Dynamite show, which is 2 hours solid, plus you've got dark around it, so they shoot some dark. Now you're shooting additional stuff. It ends up being about 4 hours that you're there, at least, right? With all the extra stuff they do before and after. It ends up being, it's taxing. By the time you get to those last matches, you just want to go home sometimes. You're just so tired, right? I remember when we would go to WWE tapings, they did the mixed match challenge at the time, and then they did 205 live, and then by the time I got 205 live, we were just like, who gives a fuck? Let's just go, you know? So I feel like you lose that energy in the crowd, and it's so obvious when it's taped. There's spoilers out there. The product is better when it's its own show. And I know that there's money behind that for production, but I think that you make it 2 hours. You make it an hour and a half, right? You feature more women, whatever you want to do with that, but you make it its own separate show. You make it live. Maybe that's a second traveling show. I know I'm asking Tony Khan to buck up another $100 million, right, for that. I think, though, that is how you succeed in getting Rampage to the level you want it to be. You got to do 2 shows. You've got the roster now. You've got the buzz. This kind of dark on TV is cool and all. It's not gonna get you more than 700,000 at most.
But it's not really dark because I mean, look at the matches they've rolled out on this thing. They've had some bangers.
Well, the matches that are good though, I mean, but it's shot like a dark episode is what I'm saying. And occasionally, I know like this coming next few weeks here, it's live, right? And around pay-per-views, they do them live. Cool, right? But for the most part, it's shot as the dark matches around Dynamite tape. Dynamite. That's why I call it dark on TV. It's not. Yeah, the matches are good. You got CM Punk in there. You've got, I mean, CM Punk versus Matt Sydal. Hello, yes, sign me up for that, right? But you shoot that after you've shot everything for Dynamite live, and then you're gonna shoot. You know, that's what I thought. I don't know. You guys let us know. What are your fixes? Is there a way to fix Rampage? Does it need to be fixed, or is it fine just being an ancillary product like Dark and Dark Elevation? I think regardless, they got to have something more for the women. Period.
Yeah.
From watching this past weekend for Impact of what they're doing right with all the women's stuff, I remember we talked about this where it started, and the short term is not hard to figure out. AEW. 2 women's matches a show. That's the bare minimum. That's easy to start off.
All
right. Well, we went off the rails a little bit there.
We did.
That's interesting though. But yeah, tell us what you guys think. Give us a comment down below. Is there a way to fix Rampage? Is it just gotta keep chucking along and things will get better? Or, you know, we know time slot shit, but, you know, what are your thoughts? Give us some thoughts. Give us a comment down below. Give us a tweet at Total Spotfest. Last thing, Will Ospreay, like I said, you know, that opens the door for, because he's going to work with MLW. That opens the door for, I mean, there was a guy that just signed over at MLW called Bobby Fish, and he's now All Elite. So is this pretty much guarantee we're going to see Ospreay and AEW in 2022?
Oh, I feel like it, especially since he just talked a bunch of shit on freaking Kenny Omega, said he'd embarrass him, quote unquote. I would embarrass him. I'm like, damn, and he's probably right because he is amazing.
I mean, that's the stuff we want to see. That's the stuff we want to see. We want to see him and Kenny, him and Bryan Danielson, him and Adam Cole. Let's fucking go. Him and Hangman. Yeah.
Him and Jungle Boy.
Just keep lining him up. I think he was shooting on CM Punk too, if I'm not mistaken.
He shot on CM Punk. He also shot on Chris Jericho. He shot on all of them. He's just like pow 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 pow. So give me a contract. Let's go.
Well, Well, there you go. All right, well, that's what we got. We'll be back on Thursday for our wrestling roundabout. Like I said, we did have a Impact pay-per-view over the past week in the Knockouts Knockdown. All women, all the time, everywhere. Commentary, referees, all women. It was actually a really good pay-per-view. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about GCW. I want to get into a GCW with you there because we were chatting earlier about this, and there's things with GCW happening that are feel like early movement or beginning of the movement style thing. We'll talk about that more. Plus whatever's going on in the wrestling world. We'll be back on Tuesday with our AEW Total show. So we've got Friday Night Rampage this week and then Saturday Dynamite. They should be good shows. They got some good stuff on there. Let's see how they do ratings-wise. Let's see if that matters or not to your average Joe out there. But we will be back with that. We'll give you more updates as the card keeps coming along for Journey Pros. Freaks come out at night. Like I said, tickets still available at journeyprokc.com. Go get your tickets. Get yourself a costume. Join us. It's going to be a good time. So, Jamie, anything else you want to get to?
No, man, that was a good show. Love the Howlets. That's all I gotta say about them.
Hashtag heel shit. All right, Jamie. Well, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching. We do appreciate it. We will see you next time. Jamie, take us home.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not down with Total Spotfest, I got 3 words for you. Howlets for life.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Peace.